Hello and welcome to the Snakebite, our weekly sports show that airs every Wednesday at 1 o'clock. It's officially November, so goodbye Halloween and hello Thanksgiving. I know I'm thankful for our fantastic athletic teams here at Florida Southern. Kenzie, let's start with soccer.
The men's soccer team currently has a record of 4-4-1 in the Sunshine State Conference and, as of last night, are 7th in the standings. The men are currently riding a 4-game conference win streak with victories over Florida Tech, Berry, Eckerd, and Embry-Riddle throughout the month of October. James Meehan has 6 goals over that stretch, 4 of which came in an 8-0 shellacking of Embry-Riddle. Last night, the MOCS competed at St. Leo, where they looked to try and qualify for the playoffs in the last regular season game of the year. Check out sunshinestateconference.com for the updated standings. The top 6 teams advanced to the playoffs.
And though the men's playoff hopes are still very much alive, the women were officially eliminated from playoff contention last week with a 1-0 loss to the 23rd ranked Embry-Riddle Eagles. Last night was senior night at the newly renamed Barron Field as the MOCS took on St. Leo. They honored 11 seniors last night: Tori Rout, Zoe Perez, Haley Eckel, Tatum Albrecht, Amy Volk, Erin Cagle, Alexis Madrid, Grace Steck, Jack Swantland, Rachel Peck, and Callie Larson. That one finished after our production time, so check out fscmocs.com for the updated results. The team has one more game this season on Friday night at Rollins College.
It's been 2 weeks since our last show here at FSC TV, so it's worth noting that 11 days ago, the men's and women's cross-country teams wrapped up their seasons with a pair of third-place finishes at the SSC Championships. Graduate student Mason Jones won the entire race, posting a time of just over 24 minutes and 25 seconds. He beat the previous course record by over half a minute as he ran the first ever 8K in under 25 minutes at Lake Holloway Park. The victory was his second in a row at the SSC Championships.
The women also placed third at the championship race, making the pedestal as a team for the 3rd consecutive year. Sophomore Ellie Fluman placed 9th individually to make the SSC All-Championship team for the first time in her career. Both teams will compete again this weekend at the Division II South Regional Championship hosted by St. Leo. Now, the top 3 teams at this competition advanced to the national championship race. In the 2019 season, the women finished in 4th, while the men took 6th.
After going 1-2 in non-conference matches at the South Regional Crossover, the women's volleyball team is back on a 3-game winning streak with 3 consecutive 4-set victories over St. Leo, Berry, and Florida Tech. Cassidy Markle was named the setter of the week in the SSC for the 2nd time this season with 104 assists in the MOCS back-to-back wins over the Bucks and the Panthers. The team finds themselves now 4th in the SSC with 6 more conference matches on the schedule, 5 of which are at home. The next one comes this Friday as the MOCS take on the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish at home.
Both the men's and women's golf teams wrapped up their fall seasons with competitions last week. Let's start with the woman who traveled to Orlando, Florida to compete at the Rollins Legends Invitational. Lauren Perez finished in 8th place individually to lead the MOCS to a 6th place team finish out of 12. The team will finish their fall season ranked 19th in the nation. The 15th ranked men's team wound up placing 14th out of 20 teams at the Southern Tide Invitational hosted by Limestone University. Both teams will compete again in February, with the MOCS hosting the Matlock Invitational to resume the season in 2022.
Both the men's and women's tennis teams have had their season begin to heat up. The teams competed against various other SSC opponents at the St. Leo Hidden Duels tournament, with the men's team coming away with 9 team match wins. Both squads will have one more invitational this fall before beginning their primary schedule in the spring come February.
Both the men's and women's swimming teams had the opportunity to compete against Division I Florida State University this past weekend, and while both teams lost, the MOCS managed to pull off a couple of event wins. Brandon Dyke and Ludovico Verberti won their events, the 100-yard back and the 200-yard breast, respectively. On the women's side, the team competed against North Florida and the University of West Florida alongside FSU in a tri-meet, losing the head-to-head competitions but coming away with podium finishes against 3 of the best teams in Florida. Both the men's and women's swim teams will compete this Friday in a dual meet against Indian River State College right here at the Nina B. Hollis competition pool.
The MOCS ice hockey team is currently on a 6-game winning streak after defeating USF, Florida Tech, and Embry-Riddle in dominant fashion. The team is set to return back to play at the Lakeland Ice Arena on November 12th to take on Tampa.
And that brings us to our first water ski news of the year as the MOCS men and women's water ski team collectively finished in third place at the Division I Syndicate Collegiate Nationals earlier last week. Earlier this week, our James Simpson had the chance to sit down with junior Alex Gaharan to chat about his team's performance at the national competition.
This week we're here with Alex Gaharan, a junior on the water ski team here at Florida Southern. Alex, it's good to have you. Thanks for taking some time out of your schedule to sit down with us.
Yeah, no problem.
You guys down at the mock doc, you're coming off from a big third place finish at the National Water Ski Championship. You was finishing behind University of Lafayette in first place and SEC powerhouse University of Alabama in second place. Could you just tell us what that means to you, what that means to the program?
Well, I think it meant a lot, or for a lot of people, because like we haven't gotten better than fourth in a long time, like for the history of water skiing at Florida Southern. So I think it meant a pretty big deal. Absolutely.
And you've been here now. This is your third year, and I know we had a lot of COVID stuff back in the day, so what did it mean to you to be able to get back on the water after some rocky years, the last couple of years?
I like Collegiate Nationals is like one of the most fun tournaments, and it was so fun. I was so happy to be back.
Yeah, you guys were out for a few days. I know you drove up there and were able to celebrate with the team. It's pretty big, like 20, 25 people. I'm glad you had a good time with that. And what was it like? Was it kind of a wake-up call that you guys were in the big leagues when you looked to your left and you saw D1 schools and you looked to your right and you saw D1 schools?
Yeah.
I imagine it feels good to have that sort of recognition.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, we don't get as much of it down here in Florida, but it's starting to be winter up north. Do you have more competition set for the rest of 2021, or is that it?
That's pretty much it. I know some people have like different tournaments, like Pan Am's is coming up, but basically like the season's like over right now after that.
Okay. And does it pick up back in the spring?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this spring, it'll pick back up.
What sort of competitions do you guys have then? Is there another national tournament, or is this the big deal, what we just saw?
Like that was the big deal for like collegiate, and then there's like other tournaments like besides collegiate that will pick up in like the spring, like the normal season.
I got you. So that's more, when you think of water ski season, you think more of the spring.
It's like individual ski. It's not like collegiate, like we're like a team.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to follow it when the spring starts. And you know, I couldn't notice today. You walk in with the leg brace on your knee, and I met you in the athletic trainer's office. Could you tell us a little bit about what happened and what it's going to look like for you to get back to skiing healthy for the spring?
So so for men, our last event was jump, and then we get a total of 3 jumps. First jump wasn't too good, but it was like good enough for a solid overall score. And then second jump, just like timing's a big thing in jump, and I was just panicked a little bit in the turn, and then just crushed on the ramp and like lost one ski, and then just landed really funky and tore my meniscus.
I'm really sorry to hear that, but you'll be healthy again for the spring season. Is that what it's looking like now?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Good. Yeah, I mean,
that's
hoping for the speediest recovery.
Yeah.
You're starting to become a sort of an upperclassman now. Yeah. You're a junior. Can you tell us a little bit about the underclassmen and how you're feeling about the future of the program? Do you think this third place finish is momentum we can carry into the next few years and perform well at the national level?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we also have a lot, I know a lot of recruits that are interested in coming, and all the underclassmen now are really awesome and really awesome skiers.
Yeah, I noticed I was looking at the results, and I noticed we had a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores scoring well in slalom, a few scoring well in the jump section as well. I think we have a little more time, so I'd like to get to know you a little better. I was wondering if you could describe yourself as an athlete using 4 or 5 words.
I'd say, I guess, being resilient, with a lot of injuries and stuff, is big, and that's the main one. And then competitive, just hardworking. Those are the 3 main ones.
Yeah, I'd say those are good traits to have as an athlete. Have you suffered with injuries throughout your career, or Or is this like a relatively new occurrence?
Thankfully I haven't had like too many like serious injuries or like too many injuries at all, but so like I've been pretty good, but this I'd say like one of the more like serious ones.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping like after surgery everything's good.
No, yeah, I mean that's what you can hope for nowadays. You're moving on to the next one. What's your favorite movie? I gotta know.
I think the movie Gladiator. That movie's pretty good.
All right, okay. And then what's the best purchase you've made in the last year for under $100?
I think like something food.
A food?
Yeah, food.
Okay, okay.
Like Chipotle or something.
I have got to get his Chipotle order. Both water ski teams are set to return back to action in 2022. And that brings us to our Week in MOCS History segment. On November 2nd, 1957, Florida Southern's men's soccer team won their first ever match, a 2-1 victory over Jacksonville at Old Pipkin Field. Since then, the MOCS have amassed 390 more victories in their storied history.
That's all we got for you this week on the Snakebite. I'm Kenzie Council. He's John Christovich. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 1.